So this is part 2 to this message. So I was saying that people can play the game of wearing masks for a very long time. And if you're not open to the signs and the synchronicities, and this can happen in any area of your life. This can happen in your relationship, romantic, because you could actually be sleeping with the enemy. Platonic, business relationships, in your workplace. We see these things happen over and over again, where people are willing to play the game as long as possible, to be subtle with it, because that's what they know how to do. And so a lot of them, they work hard on perfecting that craft. This takes a lot of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. See, the thing is, and even if you are a Christian or not, a believer or not, it's good to know the word in the Bible. Religion, it's good to know the word. The weapons may form, but they shall not prosper. If God is for me, who can be against me? But see, it takes that spiritual part of you. You need that religion. You need the word. You need, because, when Jesus was here, most of the people, who were hanging out with him in the religious, the scribes, the Pharisees, they were mostly religious. They knew how to uphold, the Sabbath and this, all the rules, thou shalt not, and all of this stuff. That's all they knew. So, but it's good that you know the word, but you know that you need that spiritual component so that you have discernment. They should go hand in hand together. And because this is why the Bible says faith without works is dead. So if you know the works, if you have faith but you don't know how to put it into action, it is useless. It's like putting an airplane in my hand. I would have no idea where, maybe if there's a start button, I could push it, but what to do next? You understand? So it's important. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So people are afraid of spirituality, not knowing that they need to be tapped in to that port, that connection with God, where they can communicate with God. That's how you connect with God, through the Spirit. So you need that religion part of it, where you know the word, but you also need to know how to use it to your advantage. Or else not, you're just a Bible thumper. You're just going to church every time the door opens, but you live a defeated life. And so this is why so many people are able to manipulate people who are, and I will say religious, because you don't know when you're being attacked, because spiritually you're not in tune. Your antenna is off when it comes to you tapped in to be able to hear from God. You're not there. So it's a balance. It's a balance. In order for you to be able to tell the fakes and the phonies who are in your life, a lot of the times these people, they do it so well. They're hidden in plain sight, right underneath your nose. Sometimes it's the people that we least suspect. And we saw that too with the Six of Cups. It's the people we celebrate with, we eat with, we drink with, we break bread with. Think about Jesus with Judas. But see, the beauty about Jesus, and the thing is that he knew who Judas was. He knew Judas' intention and the purpose Judas had in his life. But can we tell So, again, it's God tapped in, Jesus and God, it's the Spirit flowing that can reveal things to us that we don't know. And I believe Jesus asked the disciples, who do people say that I am? And I believe it's Peter who answered that he's the Son of God. And Jesus said, flesh could not reveal that to you. So it must be through his Father. I mean, Peter didn't run off to somewhere to pray, but he was tapped into the Spirit. And so God was able to drop that word down inside of him. It's that relationship. And this is why it's not about religion. So people get scared away and run away from spirituality when you say you're spiritual. But again, this is just you being able to be used, to be able to see beyond the physical. You're tapped in with the divine. But again, if you're just walking, with your rose-colored glasses on, blinders, yes, it's okay. We're not supposed to judge anybody. But the Bible said, by the fruit we shall know them. And like I said, a lot of these people, they're good at masking. So it's constantly praying, asking the divine, show me, give me clarity. Remove the people who are working against me. I only want what you want for my life. And God wants the best for us. And it's given him the authority to do that, to reveal to you. And that is just one of the story I shared in part 1. If you haven't seen it, please go back and watch, a very good part of it where I shared a story about an experience I had with a female who at the time I considered to be a best friend. So we need to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. We saw the rose card. Be wise is like, yes, be beautiful, be delicate, be pleasant to touch. But at the same time, those little, sprout, those things are there. If you handle me wrong, you will feel that stick. Handle me correct. And so, yes, for a lot of you, judgment is called, the trumpet is blown on areas of your life. The divine is saying enough is enough. This is your awakening, your reckoning. A new phase in your life. So all the dead things, we saw the Grim Reaper, chapters close. Now you're answering the call to action to create new opportunities in your life. It's like God said enough is enough. Because it is not his will that any of us should perish. And for some of us, yes, it's a lesson we had to learn. Because again, some of us, we stay there too long, too trusting, too giving. These people laugh at you. We saw the backstab card. They laughed in your face. They smile in your face. But all this time they want to take your place. These are people who are jealous and envious of what you have. And this is why it is so important. And we may say that people who make it in Hollywood, that they're selfish. They move from the neighborhood where they live. But the truth is, you can't take everybody with you. And when you reach a certain phase in life, you want people who you are on that same level with. And that's why we saw the twin flame card, the yin to your yang. You want people who mesh with you, people who complement you, not compete. Because if you are attached to the wrong thing, we saw the first card was addiction. So for a lot of you, you're attached to something, someone that you think it's love when it really is not. It's codependent. It's somebody who is obsessive. And if you're talking or friends with people who are vibrating lower than you are, they're going to try to pull you down. No doubt. And it's like you are progressing, but if these people are lagging behind, it will reach a point where they are even jealous, envious of you. They want to take you out to replace you because they think you can do better. They can do better at being you than you. If you understand what I'm saying. They think they can do better by being you. So you have to be careful. The people, like I use an example, you're taking somebody along in your boat while you're busy rowing or steering, they're in the back drilling holes in the boat. And every time you come, they throw rocks, they hide their hand, they put their hand up like, I don't know what happened. And they will even try to help you to patch the boat back. And as soon as you reach back up the front, this person or people, they're very vindictive, very conniving, very childish, very immature. They pout like a child when they don't get their way. But I'm telling you, the light is shown. We have the sword out here twice. This is like in the Bible where Jesus is saying, verily, verily. He's like, are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? It's like the bells, the alarms are going off. Look at the signs and the synchronicity. Do you want change in your life? And some of you, God is going to do this whether you like it or not, because you're being stubborn. And like they have the saying, a hard head makes a soft behind. A hard head makes a soft behind. That's to say it very mildly. You're stubborn. Who is anybody to tell me or give me ideas or suggestions as to what is happening around me? You know, this is like sometimes people will even share with you, or somebody that you know, this person in your life, they don't mean you any good. But you are busy trying to prove that person wrong, that you end back running even harder to that toxic person just to prove a point. But in the end, all you're going to get is more heartache, more pain, more betrayal, until it's like you pretty much outdo yourself. Because the truth is, you're trying to prove somebody else wrong, and this person is working against you. You're getting hit every corner. You're between the rock and a hard place. And sometimes people are afraid to actually say to somebody, you know what? So and so is not da 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 da. Because, you know, people may think that you're jealous. This is why you're saying certain things. But again, this is God showing you signs and synchronicities. Because I'm telling you, for a lot of these toxic people, the mask is slipping, or the mask already slid off their face. They're standing in front of you bare as day. For some of them, you don't even recognize them, because this mask that they were wearing. And you know, the thing too is that sometimes when people, you are authentic and you go around people who are fake, and they know that you know that they're fake, they will now try to even be like you, just to see if they can fit in, to talk, to have the lingo. because they know that you know that they are not right. So, I mean, I don't know who this is for. And I certainly hope you receive this message. The divine is calling for an end, to close out a cycle so that you can celebrate life. What you're doing is not celebrating, you're suffocating. Love gives, lust takes. Your energy is dry. You're depleted. These people are energy vampires. It's not a compliment when people are codependent on you to pay their bills, to make money. Give people the gift of goodbye so that they can go and make a life for themselves. They can have a testimony. They can have a story for themselves. A lot of us, we want to catch people when it's really God's job to do it. God is closing out, or he will, because justice, this is karma. Again, truth, balance. We talk about Libra season. The scale will be balanced. The scale is balanced. You may be seeing number 11. Everything that people sow, they're reaping. And this is why the mask is falling off. Everything is revealed. What's in the darkness has come to light. People can't hide anymore. Unless you don't want to see it. Unless you don't want to see it. You're a leader, king or queen of wands. You're an entrepreneur. Some of you, by you finding out this, you're going to have to overcome some challenges. But Spirit is saying you can do it. Yeah, you're going to have to close out some cycle, death. But again, remember, endings bring new beginnings. Again, 2 cards with death. We saw the Grim Reaper. Spirit is coming to collect. It's time to make a change. For some of you, you have a calling on your life. And by you staying in those connections with fake people, backstabbers, people who are betraying you, it can't work. Like I said, God is not going to bless you when you have the wrong people in your midst, in your circle. No, he's not going to do it. He's not in the business of blessing devils. You're a star. Like I said, a lot of you, you have a purpose on your life. Spirituality. After you've healed, you have a purpose. Like I said, nobody knows your story like you do. 7 of Wands, put up boundaries. Have boundaries in your life. Love yourself. Know your worth. Keep those people who are supposed to be kept out of your life. And when I see this, I also see God protecting you. And this is why some of you will be able to walk out of this. Because God... With the Chariot here, you know, it's like God stepped in just in time to protect you from these people who were coming against you. 7, that's God's perfect number 2. God is in the midst. God is in the midst. Protecting you, watching over you. I mean, this is a time where we're in now where we can't be just, like I said, willy-nilly, just, be so blind to spiritual warfare. And this is why it's called spiritual warfare. God is a spirit. So that means the things that are happening, working against us, the enemies who are working against us, some of us, these things, it's in the spiritual. Even if this person in the physical is carrying it out, but it's because an evil entity is working in them to do this. And we can only fight this battle if we are in tune in the spirit, or, have that spiritual guidance. And I mean, you could be old as ever. You could be into going to church since you were born. But unless you tap into your spirituality, the why am I here, my purpose, my calling, having this relationship with God, stepping out beyond social norm, and not caring about people's bias and their criticism, working on yourself, growing, to transform, to evolve, in order to have this spiritual relationship with the divine. It takes work. Yes, you have to go, sadly, through a lot of betrayals, a lot of what looks like defeats and setbacks and delays. But all of those work for you, not to you. But it takes some work. It involves you. And it's like when you are in that side where you're more in tune with your spirituality, you're not so caught up in the things of this world. Now you know what it really means. That we are not here to conform, to fit in, but to be transformed. In order to be tapped into your spiritual gifts, you must be transformed. And when you think about transformation, like the caterpillar to the butterfly, it took for the caterpillar to turn himself upside down and spin himself into like this web, and to use his own gastric acid to like break his enzymes, to break himself down inside of that little web. It's like he digested, he ate himself. So you have to give up something. When he said, let every man take up his cross and follow me, this is what it's all about. That's your cross. You have to die to self. But I'm telling you, you're going to come back out so beautiful. So beautiful. I remember seeing the butterfly card before, yeah. How much we admire the butterflies when we see them in the garden. That's the new you. That's the transformation. When you are that star shining, you're called to be the light. Come out of the darkness into the marvelous light. Leave what no longer serves you. What is it that you're so tied down to that you think you can't live with, or you think people can't live without? Trust me, if you drop dead tomorrow, life goes on. They will find a way to survive. Stop enabling toxicity, even at your own detriment. Learn the gift of goodbye. Stop fighting to keep what is hurting you. Those people don't mean you any good. That person doesn't mean you any good. We want to think we are lifesavers for people. Only God can save. to let people learn. I've said it again in another video. Let people learn to know their own Our Father prayer, to know who their provider is. Because that is how you knew. You had to go through this transformation, all the pain and all of this stuff. So you have your testimony now. Don't be selfish. Let people have their own testimony too. So get that person off that sofa. Let them get up off that couch. You don't love people by enabling them. People are trying to hold on to your energy because they know what they're getting from you. They know if you leave, what is going to happen. But what will happen is that they will learn to be independent. They will learn. We saw the strength card. They will know who their strength comes from. Because see, sometimes unless we are thrown out in the deep, you won't know that you can swim. If life doesn't knock us down sometimes, we don't know how strong we are to pull ourselves up by the bootstrap. And this is not mean. This is called life. Because for those of you who are trying it, who are doing it, who are making it, this is how you had to do it. Yeah. This is how you have to do it. The Magician, by manifesting the life you desire, you deserve. Let people learn to know who the true and the real magician is. These Three of Cups, let them know. The people you're eating and drinking with, you're wining and dining, who you are enabling. Let them go on their own journey to be the fool, to have their new beginnings as well. Let them learn to be their King or Queen of Pentacles. Let them know the Four of Wands, who to rest in, who is their source. The mask is off. The veil is torn. Now you know the truth, and the truth should set you free. Now what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And if these people who are obsessive, if they come back, are you going to enable them? Yes, you're still the rose, but you still have your boundaries up. You have those little thorns on you to protect your heart, to protect your energy. They need advice. If you can help, you give it. If not, you know, but you're not gonna just be so open. You know, this is like a call to action. When you know the truth, what are you going to do? There's a decision for you to make. That things, people, situations around you, it's not what you think it is. A lot of Decepticons, a lot of snakes. Snakes are going to do what they do best. And some of you, you've stung over and over. That is almost as if you become immune to it. Because you think it's love. That's toxic. When people love you, they don't hurt you. They don't try to break you. They don't sabotage you. If you say no, they are not mad with you. They have boundaries. You have boundaries. It's healthy. A good relationship is a healthy relationship. Equal give and take. If you are the smartest one in the room, then it's time to get new friends. Because then too, maybe you are also codependent because it makes you look good that you are shining, that you are smart. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Spirit wants to bring your yin and yang. Spirit wants you to close out that cycle. So the people who are meant to be with you on your journey can come along. But again, the decision is yours. It's not His will that any should perish, but He's not going to force you. Unless you really have a purpose on your life, and I see the star there. A lot of you have a purpose, a calling, and if He has to drag you to do it, He will. He will. I certainly hope that this message is a blessing to you. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Take care. Be blessed. Until next time.